Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Milk, 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 milk. I got a fresh cup for you. If you like this story about Karl Jobst, that's right. We're going to milk this dry, guys. There's so many subjects. Guys, I'm going to talk about this right now, about Mr. Sensitive. And then I have a second video prepared, right, just on financial stuff, right? We're going to go through what Karl could be looking at, maybe in more desperate times. So stay tuned for that after this video. But right now, we're going to talk about the sensitive wuss, the sensitive legend. What is this all about? There's so much crap here, guys. You know, he was talking about the reasons why he banned, his former supporter here. And basically, as you can read here, this is, I think, Luss's video. There's another great video out there, by the way, I'm going to point out. So, it's going to be a fun-filled day today, right? I'm doing this before I start working on another essay and I have another report to do. So, just bear with me. I'll be coming in and out, if you will, right? Coming in and out because things are coming out. He's still thinking about appealing. But this is what he says. He was being disingenuous. He gave an opinion, fine, that's okay. Then he told me what I should do. I said, don't tell me what to do. Then he gave me some childish response. It's like I'm listening to a 13-year-old girl talk here. Some childish response on how he won't give an opinion, even though that was never an issue, and did the popcorn emoji thing. Oh, man. Just some random person, I wouldn't have cared. Like a random person says something insensitive. Let me tell you what, guys. Let me tell you what. If you're using the word insensitive when somebody talks to you, you've already lost. Somehow in life, right? For those of you out there who've been through some things, whether somebody is insensitive or sensitive to you, it doesn't really matter, right? You got to take care of business. I have never told anybody you're being insensitive towards me for any reason. Might say, about my children, about my daughters, right? But a man is not saying, oh, you're being insensitive. And he ends up by saying he's going through a lot, right? Where's the energy, Karl? This is why people are pissed off at Karl Jobst. Because he doesn't have the same energy. All that smack talk. You guys remember how much smack he was talking to Billy Mitchell? This and that and the other. And then he shows up to court. And Billy gets him emotional. He's making him cry up there. And now he's crying on Discord. Oh, man. It just... Take the L, bro. This is not how men lose. You said you weren't going to be a good winner. Well, you're even more of a pathetic loser. You really are. This is nuts. This is not how a man handles defeat, dude. Keep it moving. One of the things about this is that he's being described, right? I found this out in the wild here. And I'm going to have this guy here try to describe him. This is his former friend, I guess. I don't know what relationship they had in the past, but this is what he has to say about this guy.
Truth contest and the ultimate truth, like just sort of your typical crazy internet schizo thing. And Karl argued a lot back and forth with him. Mark called him the pale pussy populist, which really sums him up perfectly. For all of Mark's flaws, he really boiled Karl down to his creamy nougat center with that statement.
Well, that's the person that we're seeing on Discord, right? That really is the person we're seeing in Discord. And, he's so far away from the Karl we used to know. He's so far away from the person that presented those videos, and people are turning on him because this is a completely different person. than what he portrays, right? This internet tough guy, secure, this and that and the other, when you can just have a friend, right? He's trying to tell you what to do because you don't know what the hell you're doing. I mean, it's so obvious to everybody else, right? If you go somewhere and you do the worst, right? You get the worst outcome possible, right? This is what's happened to Karl's. He got the worst outcome possible. Absolutely. He could have showed up with nobody. You listening to this, listen to this video out there. You could have shown up and charged them nothing. And the outcome would have been the same. He paid $600,000, which according to the judge was excessive. At the time, they were still in transition. This guy had paid something like over $200,000. And the judge says, that was excessive. Billy's lawyer's a better lawyer than his, right? A better rated lawyer than his, because he was Queen's Counsel or something like that, and he just got a regular lawyer. Billy had spent less than $100,000, which is good for him, right? Because he got to pay Billy's lawyer's fees, right? So he paid way more money for a crappier lawyer. Now, we don't know if this lawyer charged him that much just because this guy thinks he's right about everything. So they have to spend more billable hours arguing with his ass over his dumb takes on the law because he doesn't know the law at all, right? He keeps making these claims. No, when I need to know about the law, when you need to know about the law, guys, let's hire an attorney, right? Let's hire an attorney and get a professional to look at our case and listen to him, not Karl. No, he knows everything. He knows about the law. There's nothing worse, absolutely nothing worse than dealing with a person that thinks they know everything and they're idiots, right? This guy's sitting here claiming that he's just this smart person, yada, yada, yada. The results don't bear it. The results don't bear it. It's like if I went to Vegas and I come out broke, right? I'd come out with no money, and then I'm going to teach you how to gamble. You don't want my advice? I just lost everything. That's Karl's position here. He has no credibility. Zero. He needs to let somebody else handle this. And if people are giving you advice in your Discord over there on Jobst Korea, where the supreme leader is, and nobody can disagree with them, it's because you don't know what you're doing. It's because they care about you, right? It's because they're watching you struggle, and it's clear that you don't know what the hell you're doing. The moment that your ego tells you that you know better than judges and lawyers, that's when you've lost the plot, right? And it's not just clowning, it's sad. It is really sad because this guy's thinking about going to appeals, which, I'm no lawyer, right? Neither is the public, neither are you, right? We're trying to some way save this guy's career, but this guy is not, we're not kicking him when he's down. He's kicking himself when he's down. He's kicking other people when he's down. And every day in this delusional state, he sounds more like DSP. He sounds more like DSP. You don't believe me? Here you go.
Have done absolutely nothing wrong. I got little detail wrong, and
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct, legally. Everything was right, and
that's what you sound like, right? And the only person that doesn't know it, that's what Karl sounds like. And the only person that doesn't know it is Karl. Milk, because this guy is all gas, no brakes when it comes to self-destruction. Guys, this isn't about Billy Mitchell when we look back at it. It's about him destroying his own career. right? He's a great presenter, right? He can present news stories. And because he was popular, he started drinking his own Kool-Aid. No, stick to what you're good at. You present a story, you narrate it, it's cool. But then when you start making these claims, this guy's this guy's that, when you start playing pretend journalist, that's what got this guy in trouble. Right? That's what really got him in trouble. And this crusade of self-destruction that he's going on, it's just, he should have just said, taken the L, because now people are digging into him. You know, they're digging into every aspect of his life, right? Into some weird stuff that nobody cares. And the real irony here is that he went so hard after Billy for Billy being the cause of Apollo's demise. And now you have a tweet out there that he's saying that he was going to make a video on the downfall of Apollo. He was credited in one of the videos by one of the people that Apollo blamed for his own demise. It sounds like this guy was projecting, like he wanted to take what him and his crew were responsible for and shove it over to Billy Mitchell when the guy didn't really, pay him any money. When Apollo went out of his way to name his buddies as a cause, he's doing this. How come he didn't expose his buddies? Right? Why didn't he go over the video and say, these two people that I associate with, right? If he was a real reporter, why didn't he report on that? It would have given him context. And if he didn't have this huge, crazy-ass DSP ego, he would have apologized, which would have been a mitigating factor if he didn't hate Billy so much to the point that it obscured his journalistic skill, whatever that is, unofficial, because he's not a journalist, to the point where he didn't make a proper video. Why? Those weren't his attorney's recommendations. I can tell you that, because the attorney would have told him, you need to apologize and you need to make a proper video. And he's like, no, this guy has a crappy reputation as a cheater, so that's going to be my defense. And on top of that, he was claiming multiple lawsuits when there was only one. And now you have a lawyer that feels some kind of way because he offended him, or he feels that his Discord went after him, who is exposing him. This Luss is basically making the case. Right? He's doing all the research. He's putting it out there for anybody to see, whether it's Billy Mitchell's attorneys on appeal or anybody else, right? Gerard could be looking at this, seeing how, according to a lawyer, right? Not according to me, not according to the public, a lawyer is saying that he misled the public in order to raise funds. A lawyer is making that legal claim against him. Did you have that in your bingo card? I sure as hell didn't. Right? This is complete self-destruction. But when it comes to Karl Jobst, just remember, this is his motto.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct, legally. Everything was right. And now I get fucked.
All right, humans. I will catch you on the next one. Next video, right? Next video, we're going to go into the
Phil has
strategies
the pig gnosis.
of what he can do.
Mind and brainwashing.